Good afternoon, peeps. How you doing out there? I hope y'all are blessed. Brother Brent coming at you live on Facebook and YouTube. Well, not live on YouTube. It'll be uploaded there. This isn't really a preaching message unless it turns into one. I don't know. But just had some things I wanted to talk about, if that's all right. Racism has reared its ugly head in our country after nearly being dead. It's divided our country. It's divided our nation, our world. And it doesn't need to be this way. Racism is a learned behavior. The only thing you have to do to end racism is stop teaching it. Stop embracing it. Stop propagating it. And it'll die. Now, I'd like to also say that racism and slavery have absolutely nothing to do with each other. They're two completely different issues. Neither one of them are good. But they have absolutely nothing to do with each other. Because it doesn't matter where you're from, who you are, what the color of your skin is, what your nationality is, what your ethnic origin is, whether you're black and were born in Africa, or whether you're white and born here in America or in another country, whether you're brown and born in a Latino country, it just doesn't matter. We all bleed the same. Our physical makeup is the same. There's no difference. We're all created the same. And another thing, America doesn't hold the exclusive history for racism. Every nation of commercial and industrial size or powerful status has had slaves at some time in their history. We did too in America. And we learned over time that it was wrong. And we stopped it. And we don't have slavery anymore in America. We learned from our mistake. As did some other countries. Some other countries still have slaves. This is something those with greed for power and status do to people they conquer or people they feel are less than or inferior to them, and they take them captive and make them slaves. It's still just as wrong as when America did it. But America doesn't do slavery anymore. We don't have lynchings going on because of racism. Yes, some people have died. Some people have been killed because of racially motivated crimes. I'll give you that. But racism is a learned behavior. It's not a natural event. It's something that's taught by parents. Your little kids witness you, how you interact with people. And if you look down on somebody, they see that and they embrace that. And as they grow, they become more entrenched in it. This is how racism grows. It's like a disease. It's like a cancer. You feed it, you embrace it, and it magnifies, and it spreads like cancer. And it destroys everything in its path, and it kills all that is good. You need to stop it. Parents, teach your children to love everyone. Now, yes, I realize there's bad people in the world. There's bad actors out there. You have to be careful. You have to be cautious. I'm not saying don't beware of strangers. But you cannot be judging people by the color of their skin and saying they're bad or they're less than or inferior to you because you're another color. If you cut me, I bleed red blood. If you cut one of my black brothers or one of my Asian brothers or one of my Latino brothers or sisters, they bleed red blood. Their physiological makeup, their DNA, everything works exactly the same as mine. Yeah, there's a few genetic markers because of their ethnicity and the pigmentation in their skin that makes us different in appearance. But in reality, we're not different. We're all humans. There is no great or greater race than one over another. There is only the human race. And this racism needs to stop. And if you want to kill it in your tracks, start today. You parents that have young children, teach them to love. Teach them acceptance. Teach them respect for human beings, regardless of skin color or where they're from, or whether their hair is curly or straight, or their skin is brown or yellow or red or whatever color. If we stop embracing it, if you encourage other people to stop embracing it, it will end, just like slavery did. It will go away and it will disappear from our country, and hopefully, if enough people do it, from our world. But you have to have the want to, because hate is a taught thing. It's not a natural occurrence. People aren't born with a proclivity to hate other people. There has to be some foundation that causes them to look at life that way. We see little children in preschool. They don't see color. They play and they love and they hug their black friends, their yellow friends, their brown friends, and they get along just fine. It's us adults that has got everything screwed up because we all fall into the entitlement trap. Well, I'm white, so I must have privilege, or I must be entitled, or I'm black and I'm entitled because I'm black, or I'm Latino and that makes me special or better and I'm entitled. That's bull pudding. There is no one on this planet better or worse than anyone else, and certainly not because of the color of their skin or their ethnicity. You all need to stop it. We can end this thing if we learn how to accept our fellow man as that, our fellow man or our fellow woman, our equal. Because at the end of the day, we are all equal. We come into this world naked, regardless of our skin color. We live our life regardless of our skin color. And eventually, we die regardless of our skin color and go back to the ground where we're buried. And then we deal with the afterlife, with God and Jesus. God did not create racism. Yes, there is some racism in the Bible. But again, this is never the way God intended things. This is never the way it was planned to be. This is something that humans have done on their own, to their own detriment, that serves no good purpose on this planet. It benefits no one. All it does is detract, tear down, and divide, and cause more hate to foster, more distrust, more ugliness, when it doesn't have to be that way. Parents, teach your children that all lives matter. All lives are important, and that skin color doesn't play a factor in it. Race, ethnicity does not play a factor in it. The man you see at the gas station with dirt under his fingernails is just as worthy of love as you are. Just as worthy of general human compassion and kindness and respect as you are. Your being white, black, yellow, brown, purple, green, whatever, makes no difference or consequence. Doesn't make you any more special or any better or any less than or inferior to me or any other person of any other color. We can end this thing, but we have to grow up and saddle up and say enough is enough. Let's end this and be done with it. I'll say it again. Racism is a learned and taught behavior. It is not a natural occurrence. Little babies aren't born racist. Little children aren't born racist. But they learn by the examples they see in their family dynamic, and how the moms and the dads and the older brothers and sisters and the aunts and uncles and cousins and wherefores and whatsoevers treat other people. I've got a lot of black friends. I've got a lot of Asian friends. I've got friends of every nationality, pretty much, in every race. I don't judge them. I don't look down on them. I don't treat them one iota different because their skin color is different. If people are good to me, I'm good to them. If they're bad to me, I stay away from them, but I don't hate on them. I don't judge them as a people, because some people are tail holes. Yeah, I said that. Some people are tail holes and they stink like one because their brains are polluted, because of this false sense of entitlement and privilege that they think they're something special, all that in a bag of chips, when they're not. You want to end racism? Stop embracing it. Stop teaching it to your children and your children's children. Watch how fast it disappears. Watch how fast it's not an issue anymore. There's a lot of bad in the world right now, and there's a lot more coming. We don't need extra things to divide us. There's enough of that already. Let's do some rebuilding. Let's take this one on and show the world that we can end this. We may not be able to fix everything on this planet, but this one is doable. It comes down to a matter of personal choice and commitment to realize that we're all in this together. And together, it's our differences that makes this world a special and wonderful place to be. Stop the hate. Stop the racism. Stop the stereotyping. Stop judging people based on the color of their skin or where they're from. And stop acting like you're all that in a bag of chips, because you're not. Racism is a poison in this country that needs to be eradicated and be done with. Pay attention. Start being the difference yourself. It's not too late to get in the biggest room in the world, and that room is the room for improvement. And some of y'all need to get in there and move some stuff around and dust around the edges a little bit. Clean it up. Stop it. Do the right thing. Make a difference. Make a difference for good. And let's show the world that we're better than that. In that case, we can all be better than that. Let's escape the hate, and let's do it together. In Jesus' name. Thanks for listening, peeps.